Belgrade, a city which makes connections between nations and cultures. The capital of Serbia and the center of Orthodox Christianity in the Balkans. And at its heart, the Temple of St. Sava. The temple is dedicated to Rastko, the youngest son of the Serbian prince Stefan Nemanja, known in the history of the nation by his monastic name, Sava. He is recognized as the father and mentor of the nation, its first archbishop, the one to whom Serbs turn in times of temptations and doubt. St. Sava died in 1236, and his sacred bones were burned by the Turks in 1594 in what is now the Belgrade district of Vračar. "300 years after that terrible crime, in 1895, a society was established to build the temple in Belgrade. The society was founded by about 100 citizens, led by the Archbishop Mihailo. In 1905, they announced a public competition for design and chose the temple's site in Vračar. In 1927, the head of the Serbian Orthodox Church, Patriarch Dimitrije, called new tenders for building the temple. 4 years later, projects by Bogdan Nestorović and Alexander Derok were chosen. On May 10, 1939, after a service in the Belgrade Cathedral, Patriarch Gavrilo led a procession to Vračar, where he consecrated the foundations and laid the charter for the temple. The people of Belgrade had never seen such pomp. Construction of the temple was brought to a halt by the Second World War. But the nation's pledge was not forgotten. In 1947, the Yugoslav government disbanded the Society for the Construction of the Temple of St. Sava and confiscated the land. Not until the middle of the 20th century did the architect Branko Pešić and his associates resume the onerous work of building the Temple of St. Sava in Vračar. They rebuilt the foundations and raised the walls. The building was crowned 43 meters in the air by a magnificent dome. This was the most difficult part of construction. The dome, weighing more than 4,000 tons, was lifted millimeter by millimeter under the watchful eyes of Belgrade. The appearance of the crowning cross on top of the building caused a sensation throughout the city. At the beginning of the third millennium, the temple was visited by the most important figures of the Orthodox world, together with a steady stream of the Orthodox faithful from around the globe. In September 2001, with the blessing of His Holiness Patriarch Pavle, the encouragement of the Serbian Prime Minister Zoran Đinđić, and the patronage of Crown Prince Alexander Karađorđević, the Society for the Construction of the Temple was re-established. "32 companies joined in financing the building. The temple bells have arrived from Russia and Austria, and the walls have been clad in white marble. Serbs from around the world have given generous financial support for their church and their tradition. Many of the faithful have made substantial contributions. We call on you to help, to the extent of your ability, to contribute so that the construction of the Temple of St. Sava may be completed by the bicentenary of the First Serbian Uprising.